Great. Thanks, Kath. I'll do my thing.
My pleasure. Have a good session.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Okay. Hey, guys. It's Jesse. I'm just going to give an example of how I've been doing the referencing in Microsoft Word. I'm no expert, but this is just the little tricks that I figured out, and I found it super helpful. So I'm sharing my screen, hopefully. Just opened up a new document here. First thing, up in your tabs, you've got File, Home, Insert. Go across to Referencing. Then I don't think it was on Harvard to start with. It's got your different styles here. We're required to do Harvard, I think, in most of our stuff. So you click that and then Manage Sources. I'm going to do an example of doing the Teaching Adults book, because I think that's a pretty common one that we'll all be familiar with. So going back in there, you then create a new reference. Comes up and it has the type of source. It has a whole lot of options, book section, report, website, and they all have different information that's required to go in there. So this is obviously a book. Now the author, and this was the thing that I had the most trouble with, it took me ages to figure out, because this book is by Alan Rogers and Naomi Horrocks. There's two authors. I was just writing both their names in the author, and it all came up jumbled and it was a mess. So you have to go edit, put in the author, so it comes up. We'll do Alan Rogers first, and add. You then brought the second author, so Naomi Horrocks, and add. Then hit OK. Then you've got both of the authors there. It looks fine here. It's more in the way the reference pops up at the end that it looks neater doing it this way. Then you've got title is Teaching Adults, the year. Again, I find finding this information probably the most tedious part sometimes, but in books it's pretty simple. It tends to be around the front. So we're looking at the 4th edition, 2010. City was, I believe, Maidenhead, Berkshire, England. So we'll just enter that. The publisher was Open University Press. And again, it was the 4th edition. So you add all that information in, press OK. It then saves on your master list on the left, which is kind of, to me, it's almost the best part about this whole thing, especially for something like this book that we'll probably be using throughout the whole course. It's now saved in Word. It's easy. It also goes in your current list, which is for the document you're currently using. So then you hit close. You might type something about it has been suggested teaching adults is a great. And then you would want to add a citation after that. Well, I don't know if the book actually says that it's a great resource, but you know what I mean. So then it's here in your list of citations. You can add it straight away. Just as a quick example, if say you would also taken this and this, they're now in your citations as well. I'm going to get rid of them just so it's nice and clear. You would then continue typing on, and then at the very end, and I found it was quite important to do this at the very end, because as you add different sources throughout, I started off by straight away doing a reference, and then I'd add it, and when I added them in separate times, it kind of got jumbled up. So at the very end, you go bibliography and hit references, and they pop up nice and neat there. See the Rogers A, Harrox N? When I was doing it by just adding the names in that tab and not doing them individually, it was coming up with Rogers A, H and N. So definitely wasn't right. I'll just do a quick another example of maybe a, what did I have? So a website. I'm not sure where I found this one. I think it was in one of the learner guides. So we'll go back to Word, manage sources, new, we'll go a website. So you see the information here is quite different. Going back to it, the author is kind of unknown, I found, with most websites. So I tended to put the corporate author. And then literacy online. I actually found quite a few websites and things like that did end up being corporate author instead. So name of the web page was creating a safe and supportive learning environment. Again, the year is definitely not evident or said anywhere, so you don't have to fill in everything. That was another thing. I spent a lot of time trying to find this information and finally just went, well, it's not there. Then year accessed, so 2020. This is, you know, when you're doing it. 5th, and today is the 9th. Then the URL is obvious. Take it from there. We'll add that in. That's everything there. It's also in our list here automatically. And we might, I'm going to get rid of everything and start again. Add the citation for that. Then other thing, Poppy kept telling me you have to do a full stop after a citation. I don't know why, I've just been told. So then you've got your citation for literacy online. And then again, at the very end, references, they're all there, nice and neat. That's how I've been doing it. If anyone finds any other tricks, I'd be really keen to hear them, because I'm sure there's other things, you know, that's going to make it even more streamless and easier. Yeah, thanks for watching. And I don't know if Kath is there and I can get her to turn the recording off. Maybe I'll just end the meeting, hopefully.
I had myself muted. Oh. Can you hear me? Well, you've gone. Okay, I'm still here. Oh, and Jesse's ringing. I'll just stop the recording now.